Hello, Bees Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have a quick review to share with you guys and gals today of a knife that I've been carrying for about 3 weeks, and it's that one right there. The one that I'm flipping here, well, do you not know already? It's the Cormorant, and look at that frag. I mean, frag on frag, but anyway, the video's not about this one, but I will put links to every knife you see in this video down in the description with all the discount codes and all that fun stuff. Are you ready for this one? Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, yes, the CJRB Ruffian. Would you look at it? Just look at it. I mean, does it look ruffian? Check this out. I mean, I've been carrying it for about 3 weeks, and I have a lot to say about it, a lot of good, and I don't know. We'll see if there's any bad. Just hang tight and we'll check it out. First, you know what? While we're at it, let's go ahead and check out the old Texture Vision. And I can tell you right now, it has wonderful texture. I love the texture on this G10. It's that good stuff. It's the good. And look at this. You see that? And look up here. You see that? You know what that is? That's something I never see anymore. I hardly ever see that unless I'm looking at a Spyderco. It has a deep carry reversible pocket clip. You can carry this any direction you want. This is a completely ambidextrous knife. Are you kidding me? And look at that. There's your pocket clip. Look, it's inset. No screws. It works. It goes in and out of the pocket so nice. It is so nice to have nothing in the way, and it's inset but still sticks out enough so it doesn't snag on your jeans. Love this pocket clip. We'll take a quick look all the way around. And first, you know, I have to say thank you to my channel members, thank you subscribers, and thank you patrons. You are all freaking amazing. I appreciate you all so much. And would you look at that? No hole going through it for a lanyard, but you know, look at that. I mean, they thought of a lot of stuff with this one. If you want a lanyard, there you go. You can put a lanyard through the back and it's not gonna make the knife ugly. I really appreciate that. But going on, Gollum down the sides. Check this out. It is kind of step chamfered. It's just a little bitty, it's chamfered all the way down, but the edges, if I'll show you right here, the edges are still typical of CJRB. They're 90 degrees. They're kind of sharp. I mean, take off that edge and CJRBs would be better. And just in my opinion, I just really like the softer edges on knives. Going back all the way down the side, it looks really good. You have full inset liners, so a lot of folks love that. I'll give you a look at what it looks I'll let you see. I'll give you a look-see of the inside here in just a minute. It has a really nice pivot collar. I love that. You know, Bees Blades colors, red and black, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, look at that. That is so sweet. And then the jimping up here, I have a couple of opinions on this jimping I'll tell you about here in just a second. But first, let's get this blade out. Are you ready? Pow, right in the kisser. Ooh, look at that. Every time I look at this knife, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I mean, look at that blade. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Let me give you a nice close-up here of the finish. I've been using this. I've done a lot of cutting with it, a lot of boxes, a lot of packages. I haven't done anything heavy duty or, you know, no hardcore cutting, but it has a really nice finish. There's your CJRB. And then as far as the plunge grind pretty much ends right where the sharpening is. So you don't really get a sharpening tool. You're going to put a smile on it right away. So when you sharpen it, you can always put a piece of tape there to try to avoid that a little bit. But, you know, other than that, I really absolutely love this blade. And check out that point. Oh, look at that point. And here's this side. And let me give you a look. There's your AR RPM 9 and your serial number J1924. And AR RPM 9 is great steel, in my opinion. Every knife that I've had, it sharpens well, it keeps a good edge, and I really like the bite that I can get off of it. Now, these come, you could get the black with the satin blade. You can also get violet, and then they have the black or violet with the coated blade. So you can do the full blacked out version, and they run about $49.99. Of course, I will have links in the description of where you can get it. And if you want, here are your specs real quick. I went ahead and took the measurements, and I have them right there. So there's your weight, 3.13 ounces. It's a super lightweight knife. It's not a big, long knife. I love the steel, love the finish. There's your blade length right at 3 inches. It actually has a little more sharper length. And some people ask me about that. It's because I go from the end of the scale to the tip. And sometimes the edge actually goes back farther than the end. So that's what you're getting when you're seeing my videos, and you might have questions about that. There's your blade width, 1 inch. Look at that, 108 thousandths. It has a thin blade stock, baby. Goes down to 18 thousandths behind the edge. Absolutely love it. Look at this, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 1.25. It has really good numbers. I like seeing these numbers. And Dirk Pinkerton, yeah. And check this out, T8 body and T8 pivot screws. And as far as the fit and finish, it has a really good finish. That right there, the edges, that's just a nitpick for me personally, but it is still, after 3 weeks, still solid. Nothing up and down, nothing left or right. Is it still centered after 3 weeks? Yes, it is centered. And the lockup, still the same spot right there in the halfway mark, around the 50% mark. So all of that has been really good, very consistent, and it's very flickable. Some quick size comparisons for you. Here's the CJRB Mylea. This is one of my favorite pocket droppers, even though it has a pocket clip, which is reversible. And you know what that is? The QSP Penguin. Everyone should have a Penguin, right? Here's the non-locking, non-locking mini sheepdog. And then you gotta know what this one is, right? The Civivi Elementum. One of the most common knives, I tell you what. I'm not even gonna get into it. But this one right here, you definitely wanna check this one out. If you can't have a locking knife, well, you're good to go. So if you have a mini sheepdog, and I know a ton of people have both or one of these knives, this will give you an idea. It's not a huge knife. Here's the CJRB button lock Feldspar, the Feldspar. And, this is another, I'm trying to show you some really common knives. That way you can get a good idea the size of this one. And this is the Kubey Royal, the KU321. And last but not least, the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga. And you know what that is. That's one of my favorites, the Kaiser Cormorant with the new, okay, we're not here about that knife. I can't help it. I love knives. But there you go. So just an idea of the width of this knife. Check this out. Here's the QSP Penguin. Look how thin this knife is. Yeah. Let me tell you about the deployment. I know you want to see that. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy Bees Blades, and you like knife content all throughout the week and my live streams, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. That's all the action I need. Now I'm going to show you some action. See what I did there? Little segue. Anyway, ready? Pow, right in the kisser. I mean, this thing, I got to tell you. So this is my 3-week journey with it. This is not only, I know the only reason you get a knife isn't for the fidget factor, but right out of the box, brand new, this thing has, it's as drop shutty as you're going to get. Look at this. I mean, it just drops to the fingernail. I'm not big on tearing my fingernails up, but it is a drop shutty knife. For such a thin blade, it has a very thin blade stock, which is awesome. And almost a full flat grind. You just have a little bit of flat up here. And I mean, it is so slicey, so pokey. This is, a lot of knife enthusiasts carry more than one knife. This is what I would use for my utility stuff, for cutting open packages, fine cuts, and I really like having a tip like this, just the tip, to get into stuff, just to do fine cuts. I don't know how many times growing up I had a knife with a wider blade and tried to cut something real fine, and this right here is what I was missing. So that has been really enjoyable. The edge has stayed nice and sharp. It's kept clean. The edge has not rolled on me at all, and I haven't done some heavy duty cutting. But as far as ergos, my hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and 7.25 from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger. And to give you an idea, I have a large hand width-wise. And showing you, I have a full purchase on it. I have a full grip. If your hand is extra large, you might be in the middle of your pinky, but I think you'd still be good. It's a great grip. It's not a huge knife. Not every knife has to be a big tree cutter downer, right? Although, you can probably take on a bonsai tree with this. But it is comfortable, and utility cutting all day long. That tip just goes right to the surface, cuts in, and I do a lot of packages and boxes, and I think most people that want an EDC knife or an everyday carry knife, this is one to have. I'm telling you, it is so thin, it's lightweight. You can throw this in a pair of basketball shorts, and you're not going to know it's in your pocket. Not to mention, when I wear like lighter clothing like that, I usually will put it in my waistband. That I don't even know it's there until I need it. But it has been comfortable. I've carried it in my jeans, my lightweight shorts, my basketball shorts. I have carried it, and it is not, of course, it's not going to rust. I haven't had any of my AR-RPM rust. It's a very enjoyable knife. Now, a couple of the downsides, not big downsides, but things that I'll mention. So take a look at this jimping. I talked about it earlier. See how along the spine it doesn't go all the way through? Well, what happens is you only have a little traction on the left and the right side. So I noticed that you can feel it, but it doesn't really serve a purpose. This is just my opinion. I can feel it, but it doesn't lock my thumb in place. You know, you guys already know, you gals already know, the jimping I like that locks my thumb in, it helps. But if that jimping went all the way through the spine, it would do its job. It's just kind of slick. You know, it would be just, it's better than not having any at all. I'll just say that. Okay, so it's not bad, but just something to note. And then the other thing is there's really not any sharpening choil. And then the only other little nitpick is just the kind of sharp edges up here. Those are just nitpicks. You know, I have to try to find something. I love most knives, almost every knife, but those would be downsides. Other than that, I love this. If I lost it, yes, I would want another one. I would absolutely want another one. Oh, and by the way, thank you to Russell at Artisan for donating this to Bees Blades. I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed using this knife, and I will for many years. I know I will. I love it. I really do. And that has nothing to do with the fact it was donated because, well, like I said, you know, I even said the good and the bad there. But tell me what you think. You guys like it? I know you've been seeing it out on the channels, on the YouTubes. That's my opinion of it. What I get it, is it worth, what is it, like 40, 49 bucks? Absolutely. It is absolutely worth it. For what you get and for such a thin knife, yes, I like it. But tell me what you think, you know, and if you don't have an opinion about the knife, tell me what you had for breakfast. But until I see you again, or see you in the chats, or see you at the live stream, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.